Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Hippo Cope 3 Winners Bracket Final. I am, as always, this one guy bringing it to you. This epic matchup of epic proportions between two amazing teams to decide who will go on to the grand finals and who will drop down into losers bracket at the last moments, agonizingly, of the tournament. On the left-hand side of your screen, it's going to be Coño's big team, made up of Yolks Pie, Trev Rasher, Detsy, AJT, Majora, Malteser, DDM, and Lucent. And on the right, Sayonara Detka, team members Desu, Komachibaka, Blazing, Zin, Darren, Fallen, and Okinotori. Fallen, who we didn't see last week and we've yet to see make an appearance this week. Trev Rasher on the other side, who's been barely in attendance at any matches. So, gonna be interesting to see who of those players are actually here today and who actually play. We've already seen the teams roll. Coño's big team won the roll by a score of 73 to 71, which means they'll have the first warm-up and the first ban. Sayonara Detka will have the first pick of the match, which is, of course, a very long one. It is a best of 15 winners final today, a very long pool. So expect to be in for the long run here, unless it's incredibly one-sided. I saw an 8-1 yesterday that still took about an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half, somewhere in there. Meanwhile, the tiebreaker in the other match yesterday was about a 2-hour and 15-minute long affair. So kind of got to be prepared, get some snacks, get some drinks. It's going to be a long one. We're going to get the first warm-up from Coño's big team. It's going to be a coronavirus song, apparently. So this should be fun, except it's not actually loading, so we're going to restart our client here real quick, which is really cool. Big fan, Osu Gaming. It's like downloading maps in the client is such a hit or miss proposal. So we get back in and hopefully it'll function a little better this time. Readjust all of the settings that we have to change. That's really cool. Really cool. Really cool. Okay, I guess it's just oh, right. Okay, well, we're gonna get to see Yolks Pie at least, it's fine. So maybe we'll get to see Yolks Pie playing this, I don't know. Yeah, it's better than nothing. So this is like a slowed down version of something and they didn't lock to stretch, so the audio sounds really bad, and it's really short anyway, so it's already actually recorded. That's cool. So as a reminder, of course, yesterday we had 2 matches played in the losers bracket round 6. We saw Will Stet's Sons versus Death Sentence, which was a pretty one-sided affair, as mentioned. Death Sentence won that one 8-1. Will Stet's Sons really never able to get in any sort of edge going in that map. We're missing a couple players. Remaining players that were in attendance maybe underperformed a little bit, you could say. Death Sentence got pretty hard carried by Elegant Loli, aka Soba Noodles. Really out of his mind. I can't really put it into words how much better than basically everyone else he played. But that was a pretty big carry performance, and they won that one 8-1. In the other match, the preceding match, Piece of Cake faced off against Pocket Galaxy in a really close-fought battle. Those were, I think, the 2 best teams that were in the losers bracket at that point in time, for sure. And they showed it, going all the way to a tiebreaker. Pocket Galaxy falling behind 7-5 before winning 3 maps in a row, and winning, including the tiebreaker, to win that one 8-7. So starting in about 45 minutes, we will have the resulting matchup of those 2 matches. It's going to be Death Sentence facing off against Pocket Galaxy. That one starts at 15 UTC, which means it's going to get overridden by this one pretty badly. I don't know that we're going to necessarily be able to see any of that match on stream. Obviously, we'll do what we can if this one is quick, but I don't know that I expect this to necessarily be a fast match. So we'll get there when we get there, I suppose, and we'll try to be updated to some degree. But this is going to be the primary match, as it is the winners final, the more important, arguably, certainly the more hyped up match. And once again, a non-downloading beat map in the warm-up. Very cool. So I guess we're just getting to go through what we haven't had to go through in a while. I haven't had this happen in some time. What's interesting is that the map seems to have downloaded okay. It just didn't load because all the files are there. So that's cool. So we'll get to go through this once again. It's going to be an Aisho Kobu Oriental Blossom map. It's the one from Sayonara Detka. Yeah, see, this one's fine. I don't know. Very cool OSU tournament client. Very cool. Well, almost everyone's fine. We're missing 2 players, but it's certainly better than nothing. This is like my favorite part about the tournament client, is when it just doesn't work for no reason that makes any sense. And we're getting to see some sliders. I guess that's gonna be. This is actually kind of cool. I think this should be a very interesting match today, in terms of picks and bans especially. These are a couple of teams that have demonstrated pretty wide skill sets, and I think they're going to be tested to the maximum on this pool. As we said, a lot of very long maps in the pool, so you're going to see a lot of consistency testing. You've got, well, 3 4-minute long maps, 1 6-minute long map, and a 3.5-minute long map just in the Nomad pool alone. And then 2, a 4-minute 42 second, map, and a 3-minute 54-second map in the hidden pool. So a lot more consistency than we're maybe used to seeing with maps that are this long throughout the pool. Free mod 2 as well as like 4 minutes 23 seconds. So a lot of consistency maps. So we're gonna get to test that aspect of these teams. So there's gonna be a lot of skill sets tested throughout the pool as well. That will be interesting to see what we get started with in the ban phase, what the teams choose to remove. We're going to get underway with those right now, starting with Coño's big team. Alright, so the first ban will be requested from Coño's big team. I'm thinking maybe they ban kind of the more generic type of stuff, so maybe Nomad 1 Hidden 4, Hard Rock 4, something along those lines. That's a team that is really, really excellent at all kinds of maps. So getting rid of the most straightforward ones is usually something that's in their interest. Either that, or if they feel, maybe weak on any particular skill set versus Sayonara Detka. But I don't know that they should. They have speed to match. They have Rise to aim to match for the most part. But they are going to ban Hard Rock 4 first. So there is going to be Fade. That's going to be the aim Hard Rock pick as the first ban from CBT. Sayonara Detka, before I even got to predict that they were going to ban Hidden 3, I was going to say that, I swear I was, because that's what you ban against this team, is the low AR Hidden. That was absolutely expected, so instant Vicinity of Obscenity gone. And in fact, I could see them just banning 2 Hiddens. Potentially Prayer or Beautiful Lonely Thing. I don't think they'll ban Yatu Soko no Ao. I do think that's more of an aim pick that they feel more comfortable with leaving up. It's going to be double Hard Rock ban from Coño's big team. I don't know that I necessarily expected a second Hard Rock, but that's going to be Tenimuho, so it's going to be the awkward aim Hard Rock. They're kind of both aim, but very different some styles of aim map. And Fremont 3, so the other low AR. Okay, I forgot the map existed for a second. So Fremont 3 and Hidden 3, the 2 low AR picks banned out by Sayonara Detka. Coño's big team choosing a double ban aim Hidden. They're going to ban the big aim Hard Rock 4 Fade and the kind of awkward aim Hard Rock 1 Tenimuha, which makes perfect sense, really. You know, absolutely no surprise there. And then we will have the first pick from Sayonara Detka. We'll see if they go with one of those aim maps for a first pick, or maybe something out of the ordinary if they go for a straight up no mod 1 pick. What mod will they choose to go with? I don't think it'll be Hidden. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, there it is. No mod 1 first pick. All right, we're out here. So that is Kairiko Veriquitus featuring Aitsuki Nakaru, the Firefly difficulty. This one is upwards of 7.3 stars. It's very long. It's over 4 minutes. 4 minutes and 14 seconds, in fact, 205 BPM. Most defined by the fact that it has full screen jumps in the Ki sections. That is going to be, you know, kind of the defining feature of this map. And players' ability to hit those jumps will completely 100% determine the winner. As we saw yesterday, Soba Noodles and Reset holding a little more combo through those big aim portions of the map than anyone on the side of Willstead's Sons. And, you know, the team of Death Sentence was summarily rewarded by a pretty straightforward victory on that map because of it. Alright, so we've got all our players in the lobby for the first map. It's going to be Yokes Pie, Detzi, Majora, and Trev Rasher for Coño's big team. So we do have Trev Rasher here today, bringing out his aim. See how that goes for the team. On the side of Sayonara Detka, it's Desiu, Zin, Okinotori, and Komachi Baka on the first map of this match. And, you know, as we said, this is literally just how many of the big aim patterns can people hit, because that's that's what determines it right there. There is a not insignificant amount of free combo, but there's not a lot of it. As always, feel free to give feedback on sound levels. Some of these songs are actually really quiet for some reason, so I have to adjust the volume individually instead of just being able to leave it. You see the early break from Trev Rasher, but Okinotori had broken previously. And Majora finds a miss as well. So there's going to be early lead over to Sayonara Detka, but with this being such a long map, you know, never going to say anything about the results until pretty late on, especially with Zin, excuse me, breaking for Sayonara Detka. So it's 2 FCs to 2 now. Relatively even combo, Okinotori holding higher combo than Trevor Majora, but that is going to change with Desu finding a break for Sayonara Detka. So they now only have 1 FC left. It's Komachi Baka, Yokespy, and Detsi still holding on to their FCs for Coño's big team. We will be making our way into the first Ki though, and that'll change because nobody's going to hit this entire thing. And it's going to be Trev Rasher and Yokespy breaking immediately for CBT. Sayonara Detka finding breaks on Zin and Desu. Majora missing as well as Okinotori. No combos left other than Detsi and Komachi Baka. Detsi breaks as well, so Komachi Baka now the one combo that's going to be able to maybe establish a lead for Sayonara Detka, but he breaks as well. These aim sections are just ridiculous. It is full screen jump city as befits it as a 7.4 star map. So the score is going to stay, I think, relatively close here. Desu able to build up a combo that is going to get, as well as Okinotori, which is going to give Sayonara Detka about a 2 million point lead as we come out of the first Ki. Okinotori does break at the very end though, so it is going to be just Desu with that combo. However, it is a higher combo than anyone on Coño's big team, so that's going to be a bit of a lead, and it's going to continue to grow a tad bit here. And we're just going to watch more big aim sections, Desu breaking, but Zin holding on for now on Sayonara Detka, so they're going to continue that lead. It's up to about 3 to 4 million. Coño's big team going to try to do what they can to build their combo back up. Gotta see a break from Zin. They do have a combo advantage across the board overall now, though. It is going to pull this gap back, especially with some free combo here. As long as they don't break in any of the freer combo sections, the score gap is going to start to flicker back over toward Coño's big team. Yokespy is in fact ahead of Zin, but 2 breaks. Detsi and Trev are missing on really nothing. Okinotori, fortunately for CBT, breaking as well. But Zin, Desu, and Komachi Baka all holding combo. That means they're going to keep the lead. Yokespy and Majora got a hold, and Majora does not. However, Desu, Okinotori, and Komachi Baka all break. Zin breaks as well. Yokespy is going to Yokespy them if he can keep this combo up. He does not, but it brought the lead back. It's going to flicker. It's going to be very close because there is so much difficult. There's just so much difficult aim in this Ki that nobody's able to get much of a combo, but Zin and Komachi Baka both over 100, just eking out a tiny little lead for Sayonara Detka. We'll see if that ends up being enough as we see continued breaks across the board. Nobody able to do much in this section because these jumps are so incredibly hard. There's really no combo anywhere, but it is a tiny lead to Sayonara Detka, and that might do enough for them to win the first pick here. If Yokespy could have held on for maybe another 100 combo, it may have been enough just because he had 600 plus combo to bring the lead over to Coño's big team and hold it, but instead, Sayonara Detka looks like they'll be able to just gain about a 1 million point advantage, and with it, that'll be the first point, and it is a close one. By 1.2 million points only, in a 4-minute long map, Sayonara Detka do prevail. Take a 1-0 lead to start off this match. And just any little bit of combo anywhere could have changed the outcome, but unfortunately that last Ki, nobody able to really build anything up at all. And so Sayonara Detka just managed to hold on to the lead throughout the entire section. Now we'll get the first pick from Coño's big team. It's going to be DT number 2, Demystify Feast. Interesting pick from them. The speed, very stream-heavy DT pick. 243 BPM, 3 minutes of pretty consistent Air 8 DT bursts, triples, and streams. feeling very comfortable in their ability to play this type of map today, I suppose. We've got Malteser, Majora, of course, pretty fast pair, as well as Detsy and Trev Rasher on that team. Got some players who are going to be able to play this map pretty competently. On the other side, so far, Zin and Darren staying in for now. Looks like we're gonna have Lucent coming in over on the side of Coño's big team. So they do have the speed roster. And we'll see how it goes for them. I think they're pretty much set, while Sayonara Detka is still deciding on their last two members. I'm curious if Sayonara Detka once again does not have Fallen. I haven't seen him as of yet, like at all. Okay, he is online, so he's around somewhere today. We have Blazink coming in for Sayonara Detka, and they will need a fourth. And it is going to be Fallen, so there he is, making his way into the lobby at long last. The one and only. Alright, so we are set. Malteser, Lucent, Majora, Trev Rasher against Blazink, Zin, Darren, and Fallen. Coño's big team's first pick, looking to get on the board here. Tie it up at 1-1. Sayonara Detka, of course, looking for that early break point here on the DT pick. And this is an older style half-slashed map, so it's got some interesting types of patterns and some weird streams that zigzag quite a bit, adding a little bit of aim component to the speed required as well. So it'll be interesting how well players can handle everything that this map demands of them. First break is going to be from Majora, which is a bit surprising. He is, of course, known as a very strong, speedy DT player. The lead starting off on the side of Sayonara Detka at the beginning of this one. But Fallen finds a break on some of that awkward aim, and Darren follows him up shortly thereafter. 2 FCs immediately gone for Sayonara Detka, still 3 alive for Coño's big team. So we're making our way through this intro, Fallen finding another break. Malteser and Blazink trading misses. Fallen continuing to have difficulty, he is really struggling here. Coño's big team, though, having difficulties of their own, Lucent breaking, so it is only Trev Rasher with an FC against Zin, the only FC for Sayonara Detka. Zin breaking on that first longer stream. Trev Rasher holding on. Majora with a big combo means that Coño's big team will be able to take a pretty big lead. And Fallen continues to have difficulty. I don't know if he wasn't well warmed up for this or something, but he is really, really struggling over there. Blazink missing as well. So we're just going to be watching Trev Rasher and Majora basically at this point. They have a lot of combo, and they're going to build a huge lead for Coño's big team. Trev Rasher does break. Potentially. Could have been a Bancho miss, but I think that was actually him missing. Not 100% positive, though. And it has reached all the way out to a 15 million point lead now for Coño's big team, backed by Majora and Trev Rasher's combos. Darren is building up a combo that is pretty respectable over on Sayonara Detka's side. I don't know if it'd be enough to really hope at a comeback without his teammates picking things up pretty considerably, especially with Majora holding almost 1,000 combo. But the opening is there if tragedy were to befall Coño's big team. Fallen, though, continuing to have trouble. 86% accuracy, not even 5 million points yet. Lowest score in the lobby. As Trev Rasher finds a break. Darren up over 1,000 combo, Majora at 1,100. That's a lot of points on the board. Things can change when there's that much combo up on the board. It's 20 million points, but Zin finding a break is what's Fallen in Malteser. Looking at Darren, we're looking at Majora, seeing if either of them breaks near the ending here, but I think it's going to be enough for Coño's big team regardless. They have 22 million point victory in their sights. Majora is absolutely popping off, as is Darren. Very solid accuracy from both those players as well. Highly respectable. Darren does break on the butt slider at the very end, so that's going to assure, if it was not already, a victory for Coño's big team by a pretty solid margin, over 30 million points. And that's going to tie things up at 1-1. Majora with the reverse choke, breaking at the very beginning of the map, then a 1785 combo, FCing the rest of the way out. And that was pretty much the margin of victory there for Coño's big team. Darren putting up a good fight on the side of Sayonara Detka, but really nobody else on that team able to perform well enough to match up against Coño's big team. As you can see, Fallen having some serious difficulties with that map. So we will move on. A 1-1 tie now. The second pick will come out from Sayonara Detka of Bears. We'll see if they go with another aim pick. It worked out for them the first time, but only barely. They've got Hidden 4, Free Mud 2. Otherwise, not a lot of more conventional aim left in the pool. So we're most likely going to be seeing a different skill set unless they want to go to the hidden pool or the free mud pool. Hazard a guess that that will not be what they choose. This may be another Hard Rock. So it is going to be Hard Rock 2. So the remaining two Hard Rocks, this is kind of like what we saw yesterday in one of the matches. The Hard Rock 1 and Hard Rock 4 are banned, those are the aim maps, and then the remaining two Hard Rock picks are kind of RNG maps. This one is Hard Rock 2, 3 R2s, Kitty Attack. Weird jumps, weird linear patterns, fairing control. It is a strange little map and it's very fast. It's a double BPM 148, so it's 296. I think that's actually right. At least that's what the map pool spreadsheet says. I had issues loading the map yesterday, so I didn't get to really watch it very well, but... So you kind of feel a sense of RNG with Hard Rock 2 and Hard Rock 3 in this pool, which explains, kind of banning Hard Rocks 1 and 4 if you are Coño's big team and leaving the other two available. Get rid of the aim, keep the RNG awkward. This one does still require aim, don't get me wrong, but it's a little bit of a different sort of aim, if that makes sense. And, with it being so short, everything is very compressed. It's only 1 minute and 5 seconds long, so it kind of brings back that Garfield feel where just, okay, well, they missed, it's over, GG, because it's only 1 minute long. Somebody has 150 combo, that wins the match. I believe we did see an FC yesterday from Death Sentence, from Resource on this. Or was it Pocket Galaxy? I forget which match this was played in. Shoot. My brain lag. No fun. But, regardless of what has happened in other matches, we do have 4 players in for each team, so we're just awaiting them to ready up, and we'll be able to get going here. Here we are. So it will be Yokespy, AJT, Majora, and Trev Rasher against Blazing, Desu, Komachi Baka, and Okino Tori on map number 3. Our very short Hard Rock pick with its tricky little aim patterns. This is a tough little map, but it's very, very short, and it'll be over quickly, and we'll get a winner quickly. Get a little bit of relatively free combo here at the start, as you can see with all players FCing the very beginning. but Majora will be the first to break, as well as Yolkspie following him up shortly thereafter. Komachi Baka breaks, as well as Trev Rasher. So now it's immediately 3 FCs to 1 for Sayonara Detka. This is not looking good for Coño's big team, as AJT breaks as well. Okinatori missing for Sayonara Detka, but Blazink and Desu holding their FCs. Blazink is now gone. Desu is the only one with a combo still alive. Question will be how long he can keep that up, and it's going to be probably long enough already. I'm pretty sure the map is actually just over now. Oh, just kidding. Desu misses. Trev Rasher had a combo, not anymore, but Majora has a 200+ combo. He's going to be able to drag this back on his own for Coño's big team. He can hold just a little bit longer through these patterns. He does not, but the lead goes over, but it flickers. Oh, this is going to be so close at the absolute last second, but it looks like Sayonara Detka. Just kidding, it's Coño's big team. The combo of Trev Rasher and Majora that was built back up at the ending. I don't know what happened, but CBT won. That was it's like Garfield, where you don't even know what happened and then all of a sudden it's just over. It was a win for Coño's big team by 188,000 points. Yolkspie the top score at 2.278 million. However, Desu, Sayonara Detka, 2.7 million was the best score in the lobby. Unfortunately for them, Komachi Baka just a little bit behind, and really the difference between him and the next lowest scoring players was more than the total difference between the teams in the match. So just a couple misses here and there when the combos are that low can affect the score a lot. And that is a 2-1 lead for Coño's big team, the early break point, and they're going to take that straight into Sweet Sweet Central on Drug in the DT pool. This is DT number 4, and if ever there was a Majora map, it's right here. He is this is Majora City, I'm pretty sure. All eyes going to be on him. I feel like the known speed player here who has an FC on this map already on Bancho. I think everybody knows this map pretty well by now. This is kind of that, if you are a speed player, you can FC this. And if you are not a speed player, then you cannot FC this. So, any 10.3 stream players in the lobby will be the ones we're watching on this map. And hopefully for Coño's big team's sake, they're feeling good about it today on those long, high BPM streams that this map is known for. 293 BPM. Probably see some slider breaks, probably see some misses on the streams. Majora wishing good morning to all speed players. That is pretty much accurate. Doing Malteser, AJT, Majora, and Trev Rasher against Blazink, Fallen, Darren, and Zin. Hoping this map works out a little better for Fallen than Demystify Feast did. Maybe he's a little more warmed up now in the interim 5 minutes or so. And this will be Coño's big team looking to consolidate a break point and take a 3-1 advantage with which they can kind of try to just coast on home throughout the rest of the match. Sayonara Detka, of course, will be wanting to take that break point right back. That early break point, sometimes it's very important and sometimes it just doesn't matter at all, because sometimes you get like 6 break points in a row. But here we see Fallen and Darren breaking immediately at the beginning, as well as AGT. 3 FCs to 2 for Coño's big team as we head into the first verse. Fallen, Blazink both breaking again, as well as Trev Rasher. So 2 FCs for Coño's big team, just 1 for Sayonara. Just can make that 1 apiece. Malteser breaking, Majora versus Zin, the 2 FCs. Majora finds a slider break. Zin holds onto his combo, so that means potentially the lead could have come back, but he did break shortly thereafter. Darren, now the longest combo on Sayonara Detka, does break as well. Trev Rasher holding on to over 250 combo for the side of Coño's big team, and they do have a 1.2 million point advantage. Everyone mad about the sliders. Yep, don't blame any of you. Blazink and Darren breaking on Sayonara Detka's side. It's almost funny how the hardest part of this map is like not slider breaking, because most players that are in for it can play the streams just fine. Into the second key I will go. Fallen breaking once again down to 88%. He is clearly not quite himself today. Having trouble breaking on all of those streams. His score is going to be more or less irrelevant. It's so far behind everyone else. AJT Maltese are both finding a break, though, right at the end of that section. It is a 5 million point lead, however, for Coño's big team. They do still have 3 S ranks, despite the slider breaks from everyone. No S ranks left on Sayonara Detka. AJT, Trevrasher, Majora, only slider breaks. Trevrasher with a 500 plus combo, Majora about 450. Not bad combos on Sayonara Detka's side, 430, 330, 330 on Blazing Darren and Zin. But we've got a lot of ground to make up, and Coño's big team's not going to be giving any of that away freely. Trevrasher finding a slider break on the Buzz slider. So Majora the combo left, but it is a 5 million point lead. I don't think there's enough time, especially with Blazink missing, to make that up. It's going to come down a little bit, but we just have the ending of the map to go. So this is looking like it will be Coño's big team consolidating their break point. They'll be taking a 3-1 advantage. A couple of S ranks out of that team on this pick, and a very solid performance, an 8 million point win. 3 S ranks, in fact. AJT with 5 slider breaks, Trevrasher with, I believe, 3, Majora with 1 or 2, and an 800 combo to his name. Trevrasher with a nice 727 combo, XD, the funny numeral. Malteser with 1 miss. The only actual miss from Coño's big team, everything else was a slider break. Meanwhile, Sayonara Detka with, again, a little bit of difficulty on the map like that, so you got to think Coño's big team is going to be feeling very good about the speed maps today with the performances they're seeing from the opposition. And without the slider breaks, that would have looked like a far, far worse result. Coño's big team would have won that by a massive margin if they could have just gotten rid of a couple of those slider breaks here and there. So now things get a little interesting. Coño's big team with a 3-1 advantage. They're not gonna stop. They are gonna want to put their foot down, pedal to the metal, see how big of a lead that they can accumulate. Try to get another break point on the board here. The next pick coming out from Sayonara Detka shortly. See if they go with the other Hard Rock that was left, Hard Rock 3 Crazy Jackpot. Or if Sayonara Detka decides to maybe go over to No Mod Pool again, like their first pick. Instead, they're going to go to Free Mod. It's going to be Answered. This is an interesting pick from their team. So this is one of the maps that I've seen players struggle on an incredible amount in this pool, which is interesting because on the surface it doesn't look all that hard. As far as just looking at the map stats go, you know, it's CS4 AR9, 6.85 stars. And then you realize that it is an Xarius Delis collab, and it is an incredibly note-dense, awkward aim, high VPM, very, very tricky map pick. And it requires you to have a couple players with mods on your team as well. When you add all that up, you get a map that is greater than the sum of its parts in a way, and one that players have struggled on a pretty considerable amount. Especially whoever ends up running Hidden, assuming that somebody ends up running Hidden. Now, Sayonara Detka being Sayonara Detka, I assume that we'll probably see 2 Hard Rocks from their team, unless Okinotori decides to go Hidden. Meanwhile, in Coño's big team, you could see like a Yolkspy Hidden Trevrasher Hard Rock, and then Nega +1 going Hidden, or No Mod, I mean, excuse me. But it's hard to say for sure. In general, though, this map is really tricky, and any combo is extremely valuable because those aim sections are just hard to hit in the key eyes and just before them. There's not a whole ton of free combo for players to accumulate. We're going to see DDM coming in for CBT, so that means that maybe a hidden on him. I wonder, are they over modding, or are they just going to go double hidden with Yokespie DDM and have Nega and Trevrasher on no mod? Alright, so we're going to have an over mod here from Coño's big team. Yokespie and DDM on hidden, Trevrasher Hard Rock, Nega no mod, AJT no mod. On the other side for Sayonara Detka, you're going to have Desu and Blazink both running Hard Rock, Okinatori Zin running no mod. So Coño's big team with the mod advantage, and it's interesting because, you know, unless you're incredibly good at reading AR9 high density hidden, this is a tricky hidden pick. It's a tricky Hard Rock pick too. It's just it's a tough map, period. But I'm interested in how the overmod plays out here for Coño's big team, as we see several breaks in the very beginning. Okinatori, Blazink, both missing for Sayonara Detka, DDM missing for Coño's big team. Desu finding a break as well for Sayonara Detka. They are already only down to one FC, that of Zin. Their modded FCs are both gone. Meanwhile, Coño's big team has 2 mod FCs alive and a no mod FC alive. And DDM is not all that far behind. He's only about 60-70 combo behind the FC players. So we'll see how long they can hold on to those combos. That's going to be the important factor here. Because you know that the odds of anyone actually FCing this map are slim to none. But it's going to be about who can build up and hold the longest combos in the very tricky aim sections. Trevrasher will find a break of his own. It's 2 FCs now for Coño's big team, and some longer combos for Sayonara Detka building up. Blazink will break on the linear jump. Into the first KI we go with DDM missing as well as Trevrasher once again. So it's Yokespie and Nega. Yokespie breaks, but so does Desu. So Nega, AJT, I don't know. It's stuck in my brain, I guess. Okinatori and Zin. Zin with the FC, Okinatori with the big combo over on Sayonara Detka. So they're going to be able to pull this lead back on over, especially since there's not a lot of combo being built up anymore for CBT. Zin missing, though, so it's Okinatori with the longest combo on that side. Meanwhile, AJT still with the FC on Coño's big team, proving himself very solid on this very dense pick. Blazink gonna have to build his combo back up a bit more. Desu and Zin clearly pretty far behind in combo. Meanwhile, Coño's big team, you have AJT still FCing, Blazink missing. You have Trevrasher building a combo back up as well as Yokespie. AJT's combo is possibly the most important in the entire lobby right now, but we do see Yokespie and DDM both missing, so it is AJT and Trevrasher against the world here. They're going to need to hold their combos as best they can for as long as they can, because this is still only about a 2 million point lead for Coño's big team. And Okinatori and Zin have some combo on their side. Players competent with this awkward angle map. Trevrasher does break. So it's Okinatori and Zin with more combo than the side of Coño's big team. It's only a 3 million point lead, not even that. It's about 2.55. AJT needs to hold on because Okinatori and Zin are just breathing down the collective necks of Coño's big team here. Things do not get any easier, and Yokespie and DDM are building up a bit of combo, but Trevrasher finding another break. Desu and Zin break. Okay, that's... Ooh, that is everyone breaking from Sayonara Detka. They have no combo left at all on their side after that first stream, and Nega is still FCing. That is huge for Coño's big team. They're going to be able to run their lead out pretty considerably now, with AJT still holding on. Does break on that spaced quad, but Yokespie held on, and there is no combo really anywhere except for Yokespie. He's the only player in the entire lobby that has any sort of combo to speak of at all. Can you say that Sayonara Detka is currently getting Yokespie? Because I sure can. This is going to be Coño's big team taking another break point here on the back of AJT and Yokespie, doing work in the second half of this map while Sayonara Detka struggled quite considerably with it. And that'll be the 4-1 lead now for Coño's big team. They will take another break point, extending their lead out even farther. AJT with not the greatest of miscounts there, but he did have the 1000 combo. Yokespie, meanwhile, 2 misses, 600 combo when he most needed it at the end there. Okinatori and Zin did what they could, but unfortunately the entire team breaking on the difficult section in that guitar solo of the song really hurt Sayonara Detka and kind of put away the map in favor of Coño's big team. So things looking better and better here for Coño's big team as time goes on. They now have a 4-1 lead, 2 break points, another pick of their own to come. Try and run it out to 5-1. 2 consolidated break points would be pretty demoralizing for their opponents. And they have some skill sets that they're clearly performing much better on. I would not be surprised to see another higher BPM pick here. Whether they decide to go with Nomad 5, Nomad 2, or DT1 maybe. But oh, they're going to go with DT3, which we really haven't seen as of yet. It's a very short DT, older map. I guess I kind of forgot this map existed because I really haven't seen it, like, at all. Minute and 7 seconds long, 239 BPM, CS5 AR8 DT. This one is from all the way back in 2009, one of our 2 2009 maps in the DT pool. Players getting set up here. Looks like we're going to see Darren coming in at the last second for Sayonara Detka. Inside Blizzing, Okinatori, and Zin for that roster. Coño's big team looking like they're going to roll with Malteser, Lucet, Detsy, and AJT. Alright, at long last, we'll be able to begin the next map. We'll see if Coño's big team can take a 3rd DT pick in a row. They might just pick the entire DT pool. Like, I could see it happening. Literally just pick DT the entire time. I've never thought of that team as a DT abuse team, but apparently they're a DT abuse team now. At least against the roster of Sayonara Detka. And it is working out for them so far, so we'll see if it continues to gain their advantage and grow their lead. Oh, ping pong pit sounds, Pog champ, let's go. I love old map pit sounds. So you'll see some tricky aim, some tricky little bursts, doubles and triples. Kind of that old map feel to it as everyone from Sayonara Detka breaks. Malteser, Detsy, and AJT on the side of Coño's big team with combos are going to be establishing a decent-sized lead early on this pick. Lucent breaking, but he has broken twice now, so it's not the end of the world for them. Blizzing missing again for Sayonara Detka. The others are going to be able to build their combo back up a little bit here, but it is already a 3 million point lead in favor of Coño's big team, and everyone breaking except for Darren from Sayonara Detka. Meanwhile, Malteser, AJT, just kidding, they both have no combo anymore. But neither does anyone from Sayonara Detka, so it really doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure this match is actually over. Coño's big team going to be comfortably taking a 5-1 lead on this pick. as no one from Sayonara Detka was able to really do a whole lot there, and they established a big lead before you knew it. And another quickie. That one a 7 million point, well, 6 million point lead, something like that for Coño's big team. We see a lot of B ranks. It's a very tricky one to have any sort of accuracy, and the ending is very intense. But fortunately for Coño's big team, by the time they actually got to the end of the map, it was already over. That a 3-miss score from Malteser with 97 accuracy, looking pretty snazzy, if you ask me, if I do say so myself. And Coño's big team keeps on rolling. That's 5 points in a row. And a thus 5-1 lead. We are going to go back to the no-mod pool for the first time in a while since the very first pick of the match. With Sayonara Detka's next pick, it's going to be no-mod 3, which is Dynamite by Usao, but is the Camellia's Macho TNT remix. It's 222 BPM. It's relatively high BPM as far as tech goes. A lot of bursts and streams in this one that you don't always see in kind of the heavy tech picks. May favor Coño's big team a little more than Sayonara Detka would like due to that high BPM nature of the map, but it does still have the tech elements with some tough sliders and such. So definitely not an auto win for either team. I don't think this one should be pretty competitive, hopefully. Sayonara Detka really need to figure something out here because they've fallen quite far behind in this one. Coño's big team only 3 maps away from the finish line. Meanwhile, Sayonara Detka just a 1 point from the first map of the match. Alright, we are ready to go. Map number 7 here. It's going to be Malteser, Detsi, Majora, and Yokespy against Darren, Desu, Okinotori, and Zin. Be prepared for some nice little low-ac FCs through the first 20 notes of the mat here, because that's what seems to usually happen. And then we'll see who can build up the most combo going into the hard parts and hold on to it the longest. We saw Yummy in My Tummy kind of carrying for Willstead's Sons yesterday on their one pick that they won. I think it was this map. Sounds right. And the early break. Okay, sorry, 57%. Desu, 53%. Detsi, 52%. Malteser, 77%. Yeah, those first few notes of this are really obnoxiously difficult for some reason. Nobody can hit them very well. I wonder if we'll be able to see some more heroics from Zin here. Long map tech player, maybe. But you just really want to make it through this intro with combo, because this is kind of the first section, one of the sections where you'll have some free combo before we get into the build-up. And Darren will be the first to break for Sayonara Detka. See who follows up for the first Ki. No one else as of yet. Things get pretty intense here, as you can see. Slider jumps and some figure control triples. And a lot of slider aim as well. Nobody breaking as of yet. It is going to be just Zin missing on the side of Sayonara Detka. And it looks like Darren did not, in fact, miss as his combo has come back to normal. So Zin did not break either. So it's still a 8-way combo on the map. That is a thing, I suppose. Things get very dangerous when you get this much combo and nobody's broken yet. Malteser and Darren potentially trading breaks, potentially Bancho. Hard to say whether those were ghost misses or real misses. The score pretty much dead even regardless. Okinotori looks like he may have just broken. That's going to be big. That was a large combo gone now for Sayonara Detka. Meanwhile, Coño's big team holding on. Darren and Malteser will both have actually broken, but they were at almost exactly the same spot. Okinotori breaking again. Majora does find a miss. Fortunately, he had a bit more combo, so he had built up a little bit of a lead. Now, Detsi and Yokespy against Desu and Zin. It's kind of a 2v2 matchup here. 2 FCs on either side. It's a 4 million point lead for Coño's big team, but that can go away in a hurry as Detsi misses, but so does Desu. Both finding a break on that little buzz slider. Okinotori breaking as well. Yokespy versus Zin now. Combo gamers at it. Yokespy and Majora, 2 combos, as well as Malteser on the side of Coño's big team. Meanwhile, Zin and Darren over on Sayonara Detka. The combos are pretty even across the board. It's a 4 million point lead for Coño's big team, but whoever misses next, that could change the outcome pretty drastically in a hurry here. Still have a third of the map to go, but these big combos mean a lot of score. Zin and Yokespy have to both hold on. And they do through that one long stream. Here we'll hit some tricky sliders. This is the hardest tech section of the map. Darren and Desu promptly breaking for Sayonara Detka. Coño's big team all holding on. They have a lot of combo on their side. Malteser and Detsi, however, both immediately break. Zin's combo is now gone. He had the FC for Sayonara Detka no longer. Meanwhile, Yokespy at 1600 plus combo is going to establish a huge lead here for Coño's big team because that is just a ton of points. Majora with a 757 combo backing him up as well. Coño's big team looking to run away with this one now that everyone on Sayonara Detka but Okinotori has broken. Majora does miss, but Yokespy still going 1800 plus combo. Just the ending to go. It is about a 20 million point lead now for Coño's big team, and nothing that Sayonara Detka can do but watch as Yokespy continues the Yokespying. 96% accuracy, but he's going to have potentially just a 1 slider break as he does finally miss near at the very end here. It was so close to an FC, which would have been absolutely outrageous, but I think it's going to be a 1 slider break from him with that miss. I don't believe that was an actual miss. I think it was just a slider break as well as that there. So a couple slider breaks for Yokespy near the end, but nobody has any combo, and it's a huge lead. So this one is going to go to Coño's big team. That is going to be the 6-1 advantage, another break point for them. Okinotori out of here in a hurry after that one. Yokespy with, oh, those were in fact both misses. I really thought those were both slider breaks. I didn't see the X or anything. I don't know if this, it's hard to tell in the skin sometimes, but 2 misses for Yokespy at the very end with a 1900 combo. Zin with a 1500 combo did everything he could, but just that break a little bit before Coño's big team saw Yokespy missing with Majora backing him up. That was a map that accelerated as it usually does in that last third of the map. And Yokespy, as usual, goes absolute gamer mode. Maps like that are his bread and butter, so picking it into him was potentially a questionable endeavor. 54 million points, best in the lobby by 16 million, and the margin of victory 27 million, so you can kind of do the math a little bit there, I think. And we're gonna see a departure from the DT pool for Coño's big team. It is going to be Hidden 2, Prayer. And this is going to be our no-fail map because this has so much team fail potential. We just put on no-fail without even asking. These patterns are insane. It is, of course, the hidden alt pick, like really big flow aim alt patterns on this one that are incredibly difficult to combo. This big team deciding that they don't want to go with either of their many DTs here. They do still have DTs 1 and 5 left up, but I guess deciding to go a different direction for the first time. This map is so freaking hard. Like, if you miss once, you just miss the entire pattern, and you just die. Whoever can make up a decent combo kind of just auto wins because it's so tough. If you just kind of have to hope you hit some of these patterns because it's a little bit of RNG. It's like hit the pattern, win, miss the pattern, lose. Basically all there is to it on a map like this. Alright, we're ready to go. Loading into the map, we have DDM, AJT, Majora, and Yolkspie against Okinotori, Desu, Komachibaka, and Zin. And no, this is not a Trev Rasher map, Miles. Don't you have a match to be playing in? As Coño's big team look to us take a 7-1 lead, really asserting their dominance in this tournament here with this kind of performance over another just highly touted team, and they're running roughshod over them. This is a different kind of map than we've seen Coño's big team picking so far. Maybe it'll have a different result. Maybe Sayonara Detka will be able to get a break point up on the board. It's hard to combo game when it's just RNG patterns. Or maybe that's the best time to combo game. Hard to say, I guess. We'll see these space stream. It's basically just low BPM space streams at this point, and everyone from Sayonara Detka is starting off with some misses. Komachibaka the only combo. DDM and Yolkspie. Well, just kidding, they both break, but so does Komachibaka. So it's an early small lead for Coño's big team, but nobody with really much combo to speak of means that the score gap is going to stay pretty close. It's those patterns that just define this map. If you can hit them, you win, and if you don't hit them, you lose, and nobody's going to hit all of them, as you can see. This is basically going to be... I actually should put an epilepsy warning before this map, because the screen flashing from this skin is so intense with everybody just missing all over the place. But somehow Okinotori keeping a combo. That is, I guess, kind of his thing. He's the combo gamer for Sayonara Detka. He makes it through a couple patterns. That's going to be a big combo that's going to be very valuable for Sayonara Detka here. Does finally find a break. But it was enough to get about a 400,000 point lead for Sayonara Detka. As Yolkspie a break with the longest combo on Coño's big team. Desu and Komachibaka both with pretty decent combos. Just kidding, those are both gone now as well, but they did get about an 800,000 point lead out of it. AJT now longest combo around 200. That should be able to bring the score gap back if he can keep up through this verse. Keeps it going. Majora with a little bit of combo as well. Sayonara Detka are building up with Okinotori and Komachibaka, and AJT finds a break. So like, lead isn't going to come back anymore now that everybody's broken from Coño's big team. Okinotori and Komachibaka as well as Zin, all with combo on Sayonara Detka's side. Just kidding, now it's just Okinotori, but Okinotori, man, able to keep much better combo than literally anyone else on this map, and he is carrying his team. So he just continues to build up combo. He's at 500. Okinotori is a gamer. And unless everyone from Sayonara Detka dies in this section of the map halfway through right now, and everyone from Coño's big team holds, this score gap may like actually just be enough. So it is 2 million points. There is no combo anywhere. So it's going to be a matter of who can make sure to keep their combo alive in this freer section here. Should be everyone. We shouldn't see any breaks in this quieter. This is like one of the rare chance to build up some free combo in this map. And if anyone anywhere breaks, it could spell doom for their team on this pick. It's about a 2,400,000 point lead for Sayonara Detka. And Coño's big team has not shown that they're able to get much combo going in the difficult parts of the map. So this may just be enough for Sayonara Detka to hold on to. Last Ki is going to determine it, but for right now, it's Sayonara Detka holding on to that same score lead. May be able to take their first break point back here. Okinotori breaking, though. That's a little bit of combo advantage to Coño's big team. It was 300 combo for pretty much everyone. 2 million points. What will happen in this last Ki, though? Who can hold on? Desu, AJT, DDM, Kawachibaka all breaking. It is Zin against Yokespai and Majora, both holding onto their combo. If they can keep this going, they'll drag this back over to the side of Coño's big team. Zin misses as well as Komachibaka. Yokespai misses as well, but Majora is still alive. Can he carry this by himself in this last Ki? It's going to be desperately close to the last one, but he does find a break. AJT and DDM with some combo. DDM still with a little bit of combo at the very end here, but I don't think it's going to be enough as Okinotori and Desu have built back up through this section. It is going to be Sayonara Detka at long last, finding their first break point of the match. Bring it to 6-2 now. Holy moly, dude, that map is just something else. And Okinotori, the hero of the moment for the side of Sayonara Detka, a 10 million score, and they won by 1.64 million points. He had 3 million points higher than the next best player in the lobby, so that will determine that outcome right there. That was the closest map we've had in quite some time. I think that was the closest map since, in fact, literally No Mod 1 at the very beginning. Oh, just kidding, Kitty Attack was the next closest, but that map's like a minute long, so maybe that doesn't count. And really, it just came down to nobody from Coño's big team able to hold on to their combos at the last moment. They had the chance in that last Ki, and they just kind of let it fall away. Sayonara Detka going to go back to the Fremont pool. Seiso Bakuretsu boy. So this is kind of the direct answer. It's like, hey, we just want an alt pick. Let's pick another alt map. As they go from winning Hidden 2 on Coño's big team's pick to selecting around 4 on their own. Very difficult technical space stream map. Space stream alt, you know. Kind of the same thing really at this point. It'll be interesting. We'll be able to find out here if the last map was just a fluke for Sayonara Detka, or if they genuinely have maybe some small advantage on the alt picks in this pool. Get another point on the board. 6-3 looks a little better than 6-1, 7-1. Consolidate on their own break point back. That'd be one of those. Still have a couple to go, but it'd be a start, and it'd be the first momentum that they've had all match. That being said, Coño's big team, of course, not going to go away lightly just because they lost the preceding map. It's another pick that they will surely feel okay with. I think they feel okay with just about anything. Wouldn't be too worried just because they lost one alt pick by a very close score margin. And this time around, it's going to be 2 hiddens per team. We're going to have DDM, AJT, Malteser, and Yolkspy, with DDM and Yolkspy running hidden. On the side of Sayonara Detka, you're going to have Fallen, Desu, Komachibaka, and Okinotori, with Komachibaka and Okinotori running hidden for that team. And Fallen, yet to really have much of an impact on this map. The couple maps that he's played, he has not performed super well on, so will this be the time that he kind of wakes up a little bit, makes us take notice of him? Or will he unfortunately continue to drag his team down a little bit? Can we see more heroics out of Okinotori like we saw in the previous map? His performance was absolutely out of this world. We do get early breaks from both Fallen and Desu. Malteser, though, following them up on the side of Coño's big team. So 2 FCs on Sayonara Detka, 3 on Coño's big team, but Fallen and Desu both breaking once again. The 2 hidden players with SSs for Sayonara Detka. Meanwhile, the 2 Nomad players have both broken multiple times. Very interesting stuff there. Fallen having a lot of trouble. AJT, however, with a break of his own for Coño's big team, so DDM and Yolkspy. So it's the hidden players having an easier time of things than the Nomad players on this one. There goes Komachibaka's FC. Malteser missing once again, but DDM and Yolkspy still alive with the FCs for Coño's big team. Okinotori, the only big combo on Sayonara Detka, as Desu tries his best to build back up his combo, but Fallen continuing to struggle, missing once again. At some point, you almost want to say stop putting him in for maps because he's proving to be more of a liability than anything else. You'd like to think that he'd be able to get things back together, but he is just not on his game today. And Okinotori breaking for Sayonara Detka means that they're going to be falling very, very far behind because Yolkspy and DDM do both still have FCs for Coño's big team, and AJT and Malteser both have decent combos. Desu and Komachibaka building back up. Desu over 500 combo, Komachibaka up to about 375. Yolkspy does break, so there's one of the FCs gone for Coño's big team, but it's already an 11 million point lead. And Okinotori missing again isn't going to help that. Desu and Komachibaka are going to do everything they can here, though. They're nearly dead even with AJT and Malteser, but DDM is not going to be the difference maker anymore as he finds a break of his own, so it's kind of got a little bit of a 2v2 here. Desu and Komachibaka against AJT and Malteser. We go toward the last third of the map. That's a break from Desu, a slider break on next to nothing. That's incredibly unfortunate. He was the longest combo on that team. Okinotori following him up. Everyone from Coño's big team except Malteser breaking. Komachibaka and Malteser then 2 both break. The map gets pretty intense in this section and there's no combo anywhere. With it being a 15 million point lead for Coño's big team, this one's basically over. There's not much coming back from this with the kind of combo that's on the board. Those big combos from Coño's big team did really all they needed to do through the first 2/3 of the map before it hit the really difficult part. And they got this established lead of 15-16 million points, so it doesn't even matter really what happens in the last Ki. Sayonara Detka can try their hardest, but I don't think they have any way of making up this gap. So let's just listen to Rib's vocals as Okinotori stops playing with this one decided. There's the 7-2 lead now for Coño's big team. They're 1 map away from the finish line and it is their own pick to come. Okinotori leaving the lobby early on that one, clearly a little bit upset. Or hopefully it's not that he's upset. Hopefully it's that he has something else. He had to go to another match or something. But, you know, I don't want to say that's necessarily the case. You know, his performance on Hidden 2 not carrying over quite into Free Mod 4 here for his team. And that's going to put Coño's big team in the driver's seat, 7-2. Several match points to come for them. They did lose their last pick, but definitely heavily advantaged now. So this could be the last pick of the match here, coming out from Coño's big team. It is going to be Nomad 4, Chaser XX. Thank you guys for picking a short map. Okay, Okinotori back in. Maybe it wasn't too tilted. Who knows? Hopefully he's doing alright. So this is like 3 alt maps in a row, except this one is kind of a bit of everything. It's flow aim, it's got 1/8, it's got 1/6. It's like just weird. This was one that we saw Death Sentence performing really well on yesterday against Will Set Suns. See if Coño's big team can show up big when it matters on what could be the last map of our match here. Everyone appears to be ready to go. It's gonna be DDM, AJT, Malteser, Yokespy against Okinotori, Desu, Komachibaka, and Fallen. This is Coño's big team trying to close out the match with a very clean 8-2-2, scoreline. Sayonara Detka. We'll see if they have any mental fortitude left to try to make any sort of comeback here. I don't know whether or not that'll be the case, but we will surely find out here shortly. This is a very tricky map. It's hard to get much combo. There's a couple sections in the beginning that really can throw you off quite easily. Throughout the map. Watch back with the early break, but DDM and Maltese are right after. If you don't know the snap divisor here, you don't know that you're gonna have to deal with 1/6 and 1/8, so this can be really tough. Actually, Coño's big team struggling a bit here. DDM and Maltese are not having a good time with this intro. Yokespy and AJT doing alright for themselves, but all 4 combos on Sayonara Detka still alive until that break from Fallen, so they do have a small lead. Desu, Okinotori, and Komachibaka all comboing, and DDM and Maltese are breaking again. Yokespy missing as well. This one actually is going very heavily in favor of Sayonara Detka here. Could this be where the comeback starts? Komachibaka finding a break, but Desu and Okinotori now gone as well. Desu goes. AJT still with a combo through some of the hardest sections of the map here in the intro. About halfway through, and he's going to drag that square gap right back over, especially backed up by the combos from DDM and Malteser that they've been able to get reestablished. And that may have just decided the map. The fact that AJT made it through that, and DDM and Malteser are both over 300 combo, is probably going to put an end to things here. However, DDM and Malteser both break, but AJT is just going off. This is an incredible performance from him. 700 combo. Will he show up with an FC here? There's some tricky stuff still to come, obviously, but he's the only combo, and he's who we're just going to watch, as this one has already been decided. But will AJT cap off this performance in this match with an FC on Chaser XX? It's just the last little bit of combo here, and he makes it through. What a freaking play. AJT closing out the match with an FC on Chaser XX for Coño's big team, and they will take the match by a score of 8-2. %93% act be damned. An FC is an FC. And that is it. Coño's big team moving on to the grand final. In a week, they will be facing off against one of the 3 teams now in the loser's bracket. They'll be facing off against the loser's bracket final winner, which will be the matchup of which will be determined in a little bit here. Coño's big team winning that, Sayonara Detka drops down to face the winner of our second match of the day, which is already underway between Death Sentence and Pocket Galaxy. So we are going to switch over to that in progress. We'll get an update on the scores and all the necessary links and such in chat. And so I will be back with you in a little bit. Congratulations to Coño's big team, GGWP. GG well played to Sayonara Detka, running into a juggernaut of a team in Coño's big team on a day that maybe they didn't perform at their absolute best. But Coño's big team, not a team you feel ashamed for losing to as they move on in the bracket. So we're going to switch over Death Sentence versus Pocket Galaxy, and we'll be back with you guys shortly.